My name is Meredith. I'm in New Accounts, and what we're going to do today is go over some general information about the Comcast Digital Voice, which is, of course, the new phone product from Comcast. We're going to start out with this class. Mainly, this is going to be a sales aspect of CDV. It's not much of a technical aspect. We'll probably get into that at some point, but not right away. They just want you to have some information, so if a customer asks you about CDV, you can answer any questions, or if you decide you want to sell it yourself, you may. We're going to start out, we're going to watch about a 10-minute video. It's going to give you a general overview. It's just what corporate put out regarding CDV. After that, I'll come over and kind of give you some basic ideas, let you know about the test that's going to come up on this, and then you guys can ask any questions that you have after that. So we'll go ahead and get this started. First thing, back in 1876, that's when it all started. Most of us probably learned this in grammar school. Some of us remember it, some of us don't. But 1876 is when Alexander Bell invented the one-way communication. Same year, he also invented the two-way communication. That's one important date. The other one is in 1996. It was the Telecommunications Reform Act, which allowed for portability, which we all, I'm sure, are familiar with what portability is where you can actually, customers can keep their same phone number and move from one company to the next. Now that also allowed for us to reduce prices because of competition. It also helped reduce regulation, and of course was more convenient for the customers who wanted to switch their companies. Right now, a native number, of course, is a number that Comcast provides the customer. It's one of our phone numbers. If you were to set up the CDV service for the customer, it's going to take about 5 business days for the Comcast Digital Voice. If they want to keep their same phone number from another company like Bell South, for example, we're scheduling out about 10 business days. So even if you pull up an account and you're looking at why it's scheduled out, you just have a general idea. One thing that's important that we don't want our customers to think about the Comcast Digital Voice, it's not internet phone. A lot of people will assume it is. They'll compare it to Vonage. It is different. It's based on the same technology, but with our service, it's actually going to go over our own secure network. So where Vonage is going to go over the public internet, so therefore it's not very secure. We're also going to have a better quality other than the security, because when the data travels, there's 2 different ways. You have the sound data, which of course is your voice, and then you have your regular data travels over the internet. Well, Comcast puts a higher priority on those voice packets. Therefore, you don't have any kind of latency in your phone conversation. I know everybody's seen on like CNN and Fox News when you have the satellite feeds and there's that delay. That's the same thing as latency, and apparently some people in Vonage do have that problem. So not only is it more secure, but it will also have a better quality of service. The equipment, some of you may have seen it already, some of you may not. We will pass it around. This is the eMTA. This is what allows the Comcast Digital Voice to function. This is also can be used, of course, as the cable modem, which we will replace for the cable modem in many cases. It will, carries up to 2 different phone lines, and then you have, of course, your internet hookup, and then you also have there's a battery backup on the eMTA, which it has a slot for 2 different batteries. Right now, we are only providing the customer with 1. We have not decided yet if we're going to allow them to purchase another battery or rent another battery, whatever the case may be. We're not sure about that yet, so for right now they do get 1. The technician goes to install this equipment. We want to make sure that it's within 5 feet of the phone jack. If there's not a phone jack there, we will install one for them. And it will activate all the phone lines within that one daisy chain. So everything that's connected onto that one chain will all be activated once they activate the CDV service with the eMTA. You'd be surprised how many people will ask that too. So with the equipment, if the customer's electricity goes out, the battery backup will hold about 8 hours of standby time, which you probably saw in the video. It will hold about 4 hours of talk time. And then one thing that's different about this is it's actually going to give you about 15 minutes of internet time. So if you do have a battery backup or some kind of source for your laptop or computer, if you need to save something, whatever the case may be, that will give you 15 minutes of internet time. So for some customers, that will be very beneficial for them. One big thing as far as knowing when it is available, everybody's used to looking at the house status on the house screen that says DigiDock Tele. We're not going to use that for CDV. On the bottom left-hand corner of the house screen, you'll have the 3 tabs, the video, telephony, and internet. That is what you're going to go by to find out if the Comcast Digital Voice is serviceable or not. So just make sure don't go by the house status if you do want to sell it to them. it all does come on one bill. So they will have all three services on one bill, which is a big retention factor. A lot of people who have all three services with one company are less likely to disconnect just one service if they're going to do that. So that does help with our retention as well. They do get reduced rates for having more than one service with us. The CDV will be reduced at an even greater rate for having cable and internet as well. As far as the competition, like I said, everybody knows, Vonage type services are competition. I heard, what was the other one? Sun Rocket or something? The one that you said. Broad Voice. So there are some out there. For example, with Vonage, you have to have a computer. You also have to have high-speed internet service. This service does not require a computer or internet service. Of course, you have the E911, which is a big advantage. We are going to have unlimited local and unlimited long distance included. And right now, I don't know if any of you are familiar with selling regular phone service, but they have a $3.95 charge to have access to international calls. That is not going to be the case with CDV. There is no extra charge to have access to those international rates yet. You do also, of course, have your option of calling your voicemail from an outside line, calling the access number. But the big thing is going to be able to check your voicemail from your computer from the internet, from your Comcast site. You can actually go online and check your voicemail from your computer. You can do it computer at home. You can do it away from home, however you want to do that. For a lot of people, they might want to, save their voicemail. They might want to, send it to other people to hear. You can download it as a WAV file, for example, and then you can save it or pass it on. And then they also have a demo of it on this website. Kind of has all the information as well, and they do have a demo of that if you want to check it out if you're curious. We don't have that right now. It is going to be available probably closer to the end of this month, which we're almost at, beginning of next month. So once that becomes available, we'll let you know, of course. It does work with most modern alarm systems as long as they use tone dialing. Apparently right now, from what I've been told today, some of the alarm companies are saying that it does not work with Comcast, but it does. We're actually trying to get some of these alarm companies in here so that we can show them that the CDV does work with the alarm service, because that is a big deal for a lot of people. So it does work. If somebody asks you about it and they question it, because I actually got it from someone in the internet department who said that like ADT, their customer service was telling people that doesn't work. It does. One of the main selling features I know is that we're all used to phone service has about $11, $12 taxes tacked on to the regular monthly price. Part of that is the $6.50 you have for the FCC line charge. On a regular phone line, that helps with the maintenance of the phone lines. Well, since this is going to come through the broadband line, we aren't required to charge that. So Comcast has decided not to charge the $6.50 FCC charge. So you're automatically taking $6.50 off your bill. Also for employees, that's another reason why it's going to end up being cheaper, because you're taking that charge off as well. So as far as the monthly rate, the CDV by itself is $54.95. You don't have to have any other services with us. The $54.95 will, of course, give you all the filters, the voicemail, unlimited local and long distance. Now, because they would need the EMTA, which is floating, there we go. Since they would need that, they will have a $3 charge for the EMTA. So they'll be, charged $57.95 plus tax. Of course, tax is only going to bring it to $63, $64. So if they have one other service with us, the CDV service then goes down $10. And whether they have a EMTA charge all depends, of course, on whether they lease our cable modem or whether they have our home networking service. Because either way, we are not going to charge them twice. So, and of course, all three services, it's $39.99. If they own their own cable modem, they can have the EMTA, which there will be a $3 charge for the EMTA if they own their own modem. If they have our home networking, we're not going to charge them again because we already charged them for the gateway rental. I do know, from what I hear, they are going to start working on having the EMTA functional for the home networking. So hopefully we can get that all done in one, but that's, of course, the step. So, a lot of information about CDV can be found in the source. There's actually a lot more information on the source about CDV than any other topic. So you'll have plenty of information there. Thank you for attending CDV training.